All right, folks. This is a quick video I wanted to put together. This is ML63 AMG, right? I was doing the cam adjusters here, the locking plates with the cam adjusters. I got the plates over here, right? This is this old cam adjuster plate situation, right? So I fixed that. It's a lot of video. I didn't do video on it because I had some struggles with it, but what I really wanted to get to was power steering pump on this vehicle is like whining big time. So what I did while I was here, because it's easier, the reason why I'm showing folks is this, it's easier. This power steering pump down here, you can see that, is whining and making all kinds of noise. So I got a new reservoir here. There's a screen in the reservoir that if it's trapped, it's got a lot of crap in it, it will make noise because it's strained and it's not getting fluid through properly, hydraulic fluid. But I did change that and the pump is still going. You can see it's pretty gunked up down there. But I wanted to show this because there's not a lot of videos on this power steering pump, right? This AMG power steering pump. A lot of guys, some of the stuff that there's like a couple of videos of guys doing it on C's and MLs and stuff. They go through a lot of gyrations, dropping, moving the AC compressor, moving the rack and pinion, the guard underneath for the rack and pinion to this room. They take out the AC. Well, they don't take it out, they move it, they unbolt it. That's a project. They unbolt it and then they move the AC and they can get to the bolts. That's a lot of work. It takes about 2 or 3 hours of work, right? And I'm outside, you know, with a car jack and all that crazy stuff. I want to show you guys what I came up with. Watched another fellow, and he talked about going through the wheel well, which I was like, okay, I'm with that. But inside the wheel well, there's 2 bolts back here. There's the first guy, this first guy here. There's that guy, and then there's one in the back. I don't know if you can see back there. There's like some drama going on back here. But I've got a tool on that second bolt, which is almost virtually impossible to get to. And I'll after this, I'll show you the tool. I bought this kit from Harbor Freight. This Icon kit. This thing's pretty slick. I bought this Icon kit. Go to the video. That Icon kit's got the bits, right? Torque bit. But then on top of that, because I knew this was T45 from the research and watching the other guys, I said, I'm gonna buy some T45 bits, so I'm dead on here. And with that Icon kit, which I'll show you after I get the freaking thing out, is I attached a little extension to the Icon kit. It's kind of small. It does the job. I attached an extension to it. This guy here, this is just a punch that I got from Harbor Freight. The Icon kits at Harbor Freight's like 30 bucks. Save you a lot of aggravation. But I got the Torque 45 with my little extension tool. I taped this punch to the Icon kit and I was able to, you're gonna have to take out that bolt. That back bolt is moving, and I'm gonna get it out in a minute. You can't really see. I don't know if you can really see, but it's on there. I don't want to move it because it was a monster to get on there. There's not a lot of room. There's wires in the way that go to the AC and all this stuff. So I cleared that, and then once I get that bolt out, all I gotta do is pop the banjo bolt, and this thing came out of here. I probably spent probably 45 minutes doing all of this, where I've watched these guys who did it for hours. So I'm gonna I'll merge my other video. I'll show you what the tools got going on here. I don't know if you can see any of that, but I was able to move that bolt, and she's on there. When you take out that first bolt here, the one here, this first guy here, I don't want to tamper with this too much because I don't want to knock the tool off. You're gonna have to take that one off because there's not enough clearance with the bolts on there. It's a T45. It's around here somewhere. It's a T45 this guy, right? You got to take that first bolt out. There's not enough clearance for the tool, and so on and so forth. And then you can sneak this guy on there. It took me about 10 minutes. And then when you push down on this guy, it's moving. When you push down on this, she's moving, which is making me happy. When you push down on this, the pump is gonna move. So what I did is I stuck a breaker bar in there just to crack I took my breaker bar and I stuck it under it to hold back. Bolts out of my way, breaker bar in there. I just generally, so I can hold the pump up in its position, and I cracked the bolt. Hallelujah. And now I'm gonna wiggle this bad boy out. I'm almost ready to hand loosen it, and this pump is out of here. Magic. So again, AMG, I'm in the ML63 M156 power steering pump. It's got a hydraulics power steering pump. It's the whiz says you got to take out the AC and do all this crazy stuff, move the engine. In order to move the AC, you got to take out the engine mount, jack the engine. Wait a minute, let me just buy it. I spent 30 bucks, bought this tool from Harbor Freight, snuck this bad boy back there, and voila, 2 bolts in the front, these 2 in the back. This bad boy's coming out. I'll give you the results once I get this cleared. All right, so I'm back again. I don't know if you can see that. It's really tough to see, but this guy, it's been like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. The bolt is almost off. I don't know if you can see that. It's really tricky to see. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. There it is. And all I've been doing is up and down, and up and down, and up and down. It's nice and easy. And the bolt's turning. She's almost out. Again, I've been turning for maybe 5 minutes. I'm almost ready to undo it by hand. So much easier than moving AC pumps and AC compressors and jacking up engines. Just sneak this guy on there. What made it a little bit simpler when I started out my video was I did take off, I'm working on cam adjuster, so I did take off the phaser in the front. I took off my valve cover, so gave me more light and more room. So while I was in here, I was like, you know what? It's perfect time to attack this problem. And I'm almost done. Let you know. All right, folks, there you go. Pumps out. Pumps out. Bolt in the back. You can see that. It's really tricky to see, but that bolt in the back was out. It took me probably, again, it probably took me 5 minutes to just loosen that bolt, as opposed to 2.5 hours. Like I said before, I'm repeating myself, but I'm so excited because I can now button up my job. I'm gonna drain, now that I got this loose, I wasn't sure if I could, and sure if I was gonna be able to get my new pump in. I can now drain. I didn't drain the fluid yet, because what if I can't get it out? Now I gotta put the fluid, no, just do this in this order. I'm gonna break the banjo bolt, should be no issue there, and get this pump out of there. 1, 2, 3. All right, folks, I'm back. I just wanted to just complete this out. If you could see there underneath, I don't know, too much light. It's a mess down there, I know, but see that bolt in the back there? Really hard to see. It's hard to see with the camera, but underneath that bracket in the back, there's a bolt. There's that bolt. That's the bolt I use to get what I use my tool. So let me show you what I did tool-wise. Just make somebody else's life a little simpler. I went to Harbor Freight and I picked up this guy. Whoops. Hang on, I'm making a mess here. So I got this icon. It's at Harbor Freight. It's like 35, 39 bucks. Inside it's got the bits. Well, they don't have, here's a little secret, they don't have 45. So what I did was, these are 40 and a 45. This is 45, which goes on the pump, right? These are the torque bits for the pump. I've got one hand here, guys. Just bear with me. Horrible videographer, right? But this is to the bolt. You need a 45. I bought the 45 before I started the job because I knew what I was going to try to attempt. So I have a, you can buy them on Amazon, wherever you can get them, your local store. These are 45. I have 4 of them just in case I drop one and lose it. We know how that goes. But that does not come in this kit. This kit only goes to 40. So don't get caught out there with this Icon. Good tool set. I'm glad I bought it. But it's only to 40, which is this guy. This is a 40. Now I'm going to talk to you about what was going on with this. All right, so now, pump. Back to the pump. What the hell's that got to do with the pump? Well, this pump, which is pretty bad shape, right, has the 2 bolts in the back. The geniuses, the designers, put these bolts, 1 and 2. These are the back bolts. This one is not in use. The pump kind of sits this way, right? So this is the first bolt. That second bolt is a little further down, and it goes into a little thing on the engine off the block, right? Very tight, not enough room, hence our tool from, it's a little greasy now. Here's our tool. This has enough clearance. This guy had enough clearance. You plug your Torquey in here, and there's enough clearance to get this in the back on there. It comes with a little extension piece, and then on top of that, I took a punch that I had. You could put a hex in there. The back of this thing is hex. I taped it, right? Because you know how it goes. Once you get in there and you start wiggling around, now the thing drops in the engine bay and you're fishing around, and if you're lucky, you find it. So I taped all this together, right? I put my extension on here, right? So I had this whole guy, and I went and I snuck back there all the way in the back, got on there, and I showed you guys earlier. But this is the tool. This was a godsend. It took me, I've heard guys takes them hours. It took me, I'd say, all enough for 20 minutes to get that both bolts out, which was huge. The pump came right out once I took the front out. Now, this pump is an original Mercedes AMG Power Steering guy, I believe. Yep, it's got the numbers on there. You can see, right? She's all gunked up. There's a leak. There was a gasket leak. Previous owner, right? This is all factory stuff, right? But right, Bosch, this is the Bosch pump. I purchased another pump here. Now, I didn't get it from the dealer. It's just my preference. Power steering's power steering. You need rocket scientry. I bought this pump online to do the trick, do the job. This car's got over 100K on it. I didn't see why I needed to go out and spend $450 with a discount. And you can go to FCP Euro and all the other places, and there's a bunch of other places that sell the pump. But this pump, everywhere else was the same amount of price. So I got it relatively inexpensive. I'm not gonna give you the link. You go out there and search. There's a ton of pumps. I measure, the way I do it is the functionality in the car, and is this something real super critical that, I mean, steering is super critical, but if this thing were to go, can I swap it out again? Yeah, sure. So now, look at this. What they don't tell you is this. You see these 2 holes here? Those 2 guys, these guys line up. This goes on to the block in the front. Well, this pump didn't have that. It was on this pump. It was on this pump. And it was underneath here. I took it off. I didn't think I needed it beforehand to buy that extra piece, the mounting bracket, but it was buried under here. You cannot stick a tool under here. There's not enough clearance, guys. You can't put a socket with a ratchet and just pop these off. Those are 40s. Guess what? I had to start MacGyvering this, and what I did was, for anybody who gets trapped in this, who goes down the same path as me, what I did was I took the 40, I took a number 6, right, wrench, and I snuck, and you got to do it in this direction, guys. I snuck this under here with the torque bit in there and cracked it. Took me a few tries. I only got one hand, but this torque bit fits in there. Trust me. This torque guy fits in the wrench. If you hang on a second, I'll show you. Hang on tight. Let's try to get this guy in here. Hang on. So here's what I did. I took the Torquey and I got it like this in this direction. You're going to need it in this direction. The other direction, if you put the Torquey in the other direction, it's not going to work because it's not, you can't clear, there's not enough clearance to turn. You're going to have to cheat this way. I just thought about it. I was like, man, I put it in this direction. I snuck it up under here. You're going to have to fight with it and sneak it up under there, get it in there, and I turn counterclockwise. Crack. Once you crack it, once you can spin it off with your hands. But this is the little thing I came up with. I just dropped it. But this was a number 6, right? This guy here is number 6. I think it's like 6 and 8. Yeah, that I had in the box, and I said, you know what? I can get this in here with the bit on there. You're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to play with it. The bit's gonna slide out. Get it in here, turn, and then once I did that, I just bang, and I was able to get that other piece out and mount it on to my new pump, which I'm getting ready. It's getting dark out here. I'm losing light. I'm gonna mount up. It's not even gonna take me long. There's 4 quick bolts. I'm gonna debate on whether or not I'm gonna put that other bolt back in the back, that 3rd one, the 4th one all the way in the bottom, because that's a nightmare to get on there. If I can hand tighten it and she slides right in, you know, or maybe I could turn it a couple times with my tool, cool. If not, I might omit it, because once you do the one in the front and one in the back, I should be solid gold. So let me mount up, and then I'll show you guys what I got going on.